Today's question comes from Christine in Virginia. She says, what is the difference between a bear market and a bull market? And why are they called bull and bear? I don't know how to take these into consideration when I'm investing. That's a really good question. And I feel like you hear that a lot. It's basically the terms to talk about when the market is up versus when it's down, right? It's like the 20% swing between it being up and things looking great and everybody's like optimistic and happy, and it being down, which it had been better part of 2022 and even into 2021, I believe. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, oh no, we're all dying. Ah! And it's a bear market, which, I don't know if I'm right about this, but I've always just thought, okay, it's a bear market. Everything's asleep. Like it's hibernating. The good stuff's hibernating. Well, I read something that said that it's based on the two animals are based on how they attack you. So a bull like bores you with his horns up, mm-hmm, right? Mm-hmm. And a bear slashes you and goes down.
Oh,
I don't know.
I've never heard that.
I had never heard that either. That's why I shared a little bit about it.
I was more with the run, bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
Is, run crazy.
Yeah.
And charge, right? And the bear is hibernating.
Yeah,
it's
hibernating.
More cold.
Yeah.
So a bear is an extended down market. A bull's an extended up market.
That's right.
That's what it amounts to.
And it shouldn't change. If you're in baby step 4, it shouldn't change anything about the way that you're investing. You invest when the market's down and you invest when the market is up. And that's just part of it. And over time, it balances itself out. And,
That's called dollar cost averaging.
Yes.
When the market's down, the shares are on sale. Like so when oh God, the stock market's down. Mm-hmm. When people say that, I go, oh great, the stock market's down. They're on sale.
Yeah.
And so it's like, get it, flash sale on Friday. They're down. Jump in, get while the getting's good.
That's right.
And when they're up, it means that all those shares you bought are doing really good. So there's always something to be happy about if you think of their proper perspective. The only reason you freak out when the market's down is if you think it's going to stay down forever. Which there's no historical there is some hysterical, but there's no historical data that indicates that. There's lots of hysterical data that indicates that. But
let's talk about, I have an angle that I want to discuss this.
All right.
So let's say you want a dollar cost average, which is you're just putting that same amount, month after month or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you are a person with irregular income, mm-hmm, what's the best way to automate that? Like we've talked about before, just like automating these smart habits. Mm-hmm. What's the best way to automate that if you're not sure exactly what your income's going to be?
Well, you'd have to automate an amount that you are sure about.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise you got to change it every time.
But then at the end of the year, you'd
have to do a make good. Yeah, you got to do a
mm-hmm,
make good a couple times a year.
Yeah.
And look up and go, I got to play a little catch up.
And so those are the times.
If I'm going to put in, if I think I'm going to put in $20,000,
mm-hmm,
but my income is very volatile, mm-hmm, I might automate 10,000 of it or mm-hmm 15,000 of it, and then do the make good on the other 5.
And that's when this has got to not shake you. You've got to not go, oh, the market's is down. I'm not going to put in this.
Yeah, you got to keep going. You got to stick with a constant, consistent investment plan. 100%. All the research, all mm-hmm the data of the people that jump in and jump out, they don't keep up with the constant people.
That's right.
You can jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. Because you're using way too much emotion 100% of the time when you mm-hmm jump in and jump out.
That's right. And
you're not using good data, and you're not doing good long-term thinking. You're using freak out as your investment advisor, mm-hmm, and don't use freak out. Freak out's a bad investment advisor.
Well, that's one of the reasons that it's good to have an investment advisor to help you not be the freak out.
Exactly. So you don't fall for that. Mm-hmm. But dollar cost averaging is simply if the shares that you're buying in a mutual fund are down because mm-hmm the market's down, then $1,000 that month or $100 or $200 that month, whatever it is, buys more shares.
That's right.
When they're down. It buys fewer shares when the shares are up and the market's doing well, but the shares that you already own are worth more.
Mm-hmm. So, it's like a sale.
So you end up with, the benefit of having ridden the roller coaster.
That's right.
You got the thrill and you're perfectly safe. Everything's okay. So it's all good. No one gets hurt on a roller coaster except those that jump off in the middle. That's all that is.